Hi, I'm Laura Flanders of The Laura Flanders Show. Watch every week on Free Speech TV, Link TV, YouTube, or if you're in New York, CUNY TV. Prefer to listen? Subscribe to the free podcast at lauraflanders.com. I end every week with a commentary. I call it the F word. Here's this week's. You've heard of Brexit, but how about Blexit? Brexit's what the British voted to do from the European Union when they felt it wasn't serving their interests. Blexit is what some black residents of the Twin Cities have decided to do to free themselves from the city's white-dominated financial institutions. A week after Philando Castile was murdered by a police officer, residents formed an association for black economic power. Minneapolis at the time had no black-led banks or financial institutions, even though it had plenty of black residents. The banks they had took money out of the black community in charges and fees, but put little back in, even after a criminal history of redlining, foreclosure, and predatory lending. Now the Village Trust Financial Cooperative, a black-led credit union, is due to open its doors next year to do things differently. In New York, a coalition of grassroots and advocacy groups is campaigning for their own sort of exit from Wall Street. In the heart of the world's financial capital, the Public Bank NYC coalition is pushing for a municipal public city bank, one owned and operated in the public interest. Teachers, firefighters, and other government workers' pensions, they've figured out, amount to a hefty sum, $194 billion. But only 2% of all that is invested in the economically strapped places where many of those workers live, and only 1% goes to public infrastructure, the infrastructure we all depend on, while 96% goes to private funds managed by private managers who over a decade have pocketed more than $2 billion in fees. This June 5, 2018, the day the New York City Council will adopt its $85 billion budget, the Public Bank NYC coalition will be down on Wall Street calling the question. What if all those billions were deposited in a public bank that served the public interest, instead of in a private one like Chase, Citibank, or Bank of America, which serves their far-flung shareholders? It's an idea whose time seems to have come. Bank black, bank public. After years of being told how poor they all are, all sorts of people are wising up to the fact that they may be richer than they think, especially if they put their money where their lives are. You can find out more about Blexit in Next City, that's nextcity.org, and learn about the Banking for Justice campaign at neweconomynyc.org. Or you can listen or watch The Laura Flanders Show. That's lauraflanders.org. Write to me, tell me what you think. That's Laura, L-A-U-R-A, at lauraflanders.com, and subscribe to get another F word next week. I'm Laura. Thanks for listening.